Hey everybody, hope you are feeling good. Whatever you have just done, if you've just done a run, if you've done a workout in the gym, we have got a lovely little 10-minute stretch, but standing stretch. A bit of a yoga flow, but a bit more of like just a full body release. Try and kind of work into those sweet spots that maybe you've got a little bit of tightness in after your workout. And it's just going to be short and sweet, as I said, 10 minutes. So take a moment, come to standing. You don't need anything but yourself. And if you're on a mat or on like a comfier floor that you can kind of press your feet into, then that's wonderful. If you want to grab like a block or maybe a book or anything that you normally use in our flows, then please feel free to grab that. But you do not have to have it. Today is all about just having a moment, a little bit of time to dedicate to wherever you are. So you can just do it standing. You don't have to worry about your surroundings and we can just enjoy most of all. So we're going to get going on our feet. So feet about hip distance apart, rooted down into the ground, starting in a mountain pose today. So we're just going to bring our hands down by our sides. If you feel comfortable to, if it gives you a nice bit more of an open chest and shoulders rolling back, bring your palms to face forward. So we've got this big proud chest in front of us, lifting tall through the crown of your head. Close your eyes. Just take a couple of deep breaths, all the way in through your nose and all the way back out. Big breath in, lift through your chest, your tummy. Slow exhale, sinking back down. One more actually. Let's just take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. Okay. So just starting to settle down into a nice steady rhythm for your breathing. Don't worry about keeping it too slow, but just finding a nice pace you can stick with for the next 10 minutes and really breathing as we move. We're going to start by pressing down through our left foot, where you squeeze those toes into your mat and start to lift up through your right knee. Taking your hand in front of your right knee, we're going to use a little bit of balance, so anchor that left leg down and just start to bring your right leg closer up towards your chest. Now you may not get it all the way up to your shoulder, that is no problem. Maybe we just bring it up to around hip height and we're just going to wiggle our foot or wiggle our ankle. So some circles through these ankles going both directions and finding that full rotation. So just working. You may get a few clicks and clunks through your bones, that's okay. Soften down those shoulders. Okay, bring your toes back to still. Keep your right hand where it is. Your left arm is going to extend the other way. And here, opening up into our hips. And again, we don't need to get that full 90-degree range. Maybe we're kind of halfway and just holding here. If you have a wall behind you, next to you, feel free to lean onto that if you need a bit of stability to hold you here. We're just trying to open up through those hips a little bit. Give ourselves a moment, take a deep breath. Bring your knee back to the front, switching your hand. So your left hand now to the front of your shin. And here your right arm is going to go behind you. So we're staying lifted through our chest. Our knee still is pointing forwards. Again, you can bring your hand to the wall if you have one behind you or nearby. And we're trying to think about turning our chest, a bit of a rotation down our back. Slowly moving back to the front. And then feet coming back down onto your mat. Give your left leg a bit of a shake and we'll go over to the other side. So anchoring down with your right foot this time, really trying to squeeze through your thighs and your glutes to hold you here. I know that's not going to feel like a stretch too much through this right leg at the moment, but we'll come on to that in a second. Left knee comes up, hand moving in front of your shin again. Where can we take this knee to? Wherever you need to get to, wherever you can feel the stretch a little bit through your glutes and a bit more space coming into those hips. Shoulders soft, making our way into those ankle circles, rolling through our toes. And it doesn't matter too much here if we have trainers on or not. Generally, I always say to take shoes and socks off before we come into any sort of yoga and stretching, just so we can really feel how our toes are doing and get that full spread. But right now, as we're in our standing postures, we're not too worried about that as it stands for this particular flow. Bring your foot back to still. Start to take your left knee out to the side as you stretch your right arm open. And you'll see here, I can kind of drift all the way over here. And we're going to do this if we need a bit of more balance, a bit more stability through our leg, but try and keep as much as you can lifted up through to the crown of your head. So we're going to be squeezing a little bit more, through that left side of our waist and holding ourselves here. Bring your knee back to the front, switching your hands. Right hand goes to your thigh, not your thigh, your shin, turning your chest open. Left arm behind you as we look to the side, maybe using that wall to balance. Gently bring yourself all the way back to the front, both feet down. Give your legs a shake. Glutes worked a little bit harder through that, so you don't want to give them any tension right now. We're just going to ease off. And then when you're ready, taking your feet a little bit wider, so a few hip distances apart, we're coming into a wide fold. We're going to start by taking our hands behind us, interlace our fingers, big roll of your shoulders as you lift through your chest. And then as you next breathe out, start to fold forward. Doesn't matter where your hands are in terms of how high up. Maybe they're just resting almost on your back. Maybe they're the full way up, pointing towards the ceiling. We are leaning our chest down, trying to find some space in front of our shoulders as we stretch through the back of our legs. So as you breathe out here, maybe you can move a millimeter further into it. You might find as you start to tip your weight forward towards your toes, you get a little bit more of a release down through the back of your legs. Slowly releasing your fingertips all the way down to your mat. Taking your fingers on the ground, breathing in as you roll your shoulders, chest lifts. Exhale, folding down. Now let's walk our hands over towards our right leg. We're giving this right leg a big squeeze, bringing our chest, our tummies as close as possible towards our thighs. And then releasing all the way back down, going across to the left side, holding onto your leg. Bring yourself close. Gently coming back to the front, hands back on your mat. Deep breath in as you roll your shoulders, big lift. Exhale, lower back down. Next breath in, little bend through your knees as we roll ourselves all the way up to standing. Give your shoulders a roll. Okay, from here, I'm going to grab my block and just show you with this. So we're starting out moving into a triangle pose. We're going to turn our right toes to face, well, it's kind of forwards for me. It's probably one edge of your mat for you, whichever forwards or backwards that is. I'm going to bring my block, plant it just inside my right foot. Right hand coming down. This right leg is staying straight. In fact, both legs are staying straight. And then start to uncurl and lift through your chest up towards your left fingertips, opening up. And then taking your left arm all the way forwards, moving into some circles. Turn your chest down, let your hands go past the mat at the bottom, and then this big open up as we lift. 2 more of those. We're sweeping forwards, rolling all the way up. Last time, coming forwards and down, all the way up. Start to press into your feet, lift yourself all the way back to standing, moving over to the other side. So I'm going to move this block towards my left foot. Right toes facing this long edge of your mat. Left toes facing forwards or backwards, depending on how you are. Left hand down, either on your mat or maybe just kind of hovering inside your ankle or your shin or on your block. Right arm uncurls, lifts to the top, big reach up. And then into our circles, taking your hand all the way forwards and down. Turn your chest down. So we're getting this big reach, big lift up as we come all the way back up to the top and then rolling back down and forwards. Big lift. So as we come up to the top, we're getting a stretch down through our waist, and as we lower down, we're getting a stretch down through our legs. Open all the way. Last time. Bring your fingertips back down. Turn both toes to the side. Moving your block out of the way if you had it. Hands on your mat. Breathing in, lifting halfway. Exhale, lower back down. Slowly unraveling back up to standing from here. And then heel toe your feet in closer towards each other. Now from here, we're going to move into a dancer's pose, a little bit more into the front of our hips and our quads. So we're going to see how far we want to take this. It's completely up to you. I'm going to turn to face one side of my mat. My left foot is going to anchor down, just like we did in the beginning with our postures. Right heel coming towards my right glutes. We're holding on to our right foot. and then pressing your foot into your palm, starting to tilt your chest forwards. So we might stay here, use the wall if you have one as a balance, trying to send your knee far away from you and get a bit of a stretch through those glutes. If you wish, bring your left arm forwards, and we're trying to send our knee and our fingertips as far away as we can. Just for one more deep breath. Slowly releasing your hand from your toes. Fingers come all the way down in front. Again, you can pop that block in front of you and have your hands on it. Or we're taking our fingertips to the mat. Everyone reaching our right toes high towards the top of your room. Doesn't matter if they're 180 or not. We're getting this stretch down the back of our left legs. Slowly bring this right leg down and then rolling yourself back up to the top. We'll go back onto the other side for that dancer's pose. So starting out, anchor down through your right leg, left heel up towards your bottoms, holding onto our foot and just pressing your foot into your palm. So already starting to lean forwards. Find that stretch through your quad, through the front of your left hip, maybe reaching your right fingertips out, maybe keeping as they were. Deep breath in. Can you soften anywhere, release a little bit? And then hands moving down, let go of your toes, fingers onto your mat or your block. Send your left toes up to the top. And release. Toes down towards your mat. Deep breath in as you roll halfway, extend through your spines. Exhale, fold forwards. Next breath in, big roll to the top, unraveling. Give your shoulders a nice big roll. Nice, taking your hands down by your sides, back into this mountain pose. Root down through your feet, lift it tall through the crown of your head. Deep breath in and out. Thank you very, very much. I know it was short and sweet and a little bit of funky moves in there, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel a little bit looser. Maybe you've quite started to work into a few muscles. If you want to go further, please carry on, do some more stretching, enjoy. But for now, I will say goodbye.